Hello friends, welcome to the NISHCHAY Series for BFM. In NISHCHAY Series we are covering all the MCQs as well as case studies. As you can see over here, we are covering numericals, objective questions, case studies also. Today I will be covering a case study. Case study on your module C, very important one, CRR. So watch the video till the end, share it with your friends, like this video. Like the channel also. Do it fast. Okay, let's start. This is a case study. This is a 5 marks case study which is asked in the exams. 5 marks, compulsory one. So it is generally asked in the exams. So what is it? Look at this. There is a bank. About this bank, this case study is given. Capital is given as 4,400 crores. Reserves are given as 8,600 crores. Demand deposits are given as 26,000 crores. Okay, demand deposits means, what do you mean by demand deposits? Here we mean mainly CASA. CASA. Okay, savings deposits. So 82,000. So both are mentioned over here, demand and this. So here we'll consider only current account debt because saving is given separate. So current account is given, saving is given, term deposit is given. Term means FD. FD. Term deposit, there are two types of deposit. Term deposit from public and term deposit from banks. Okay, both the deposits are given. Term deposit from public and term deposit from banks. So from public it is 1,23,200. From banks it is 5,200 crores. Borrowing from the financial institutions. Borrowings means you borrow, take a loan from the FIs. FIs means what? It can be anyone. It can be other bank also. It can be other bank. It can be any other private company. Okay. 800 crores. NABARD refinance. See this, refinance. Okay, refinance means what? What is refinance? Refinance means if I give a loan to somebody, let's say I give tractor loans. I give 1 lakh tractor loans, let's say, in my bank. So NABARD will give me the refinance for that. It means NABARD will take over that loan from me. That is refinance. Bills payable, 200 crores. Interest accrued, 80 crores. Subordinated debt, 800 crores. Suspense account, 120 crores. Total liabilities are given as 252,000 crores. Okay, 2,52,000 crores. Based on the information and assuming CRR to be 5%, answer the following questions. Now first, let me clarify some points about CRR. Okay, CRR is given as 5%. What is CRR? CRR is calculated on, let's go on to the next slide. CRR is calculated on NDTL. Let's clarify a few doubts about CRR. Okay, so NDTL. What is NDTL? Okay, net demand and term liabilities. Net demand and term liabilities, time, term, anything. So it includes CASA, FD, these main. Others are also there. Borrowings from some financial institution, it is included. Okay, all these, many of these. Okay, see, many of these will be included in this, but some of them will not be included. Which of them are there which are not included? Now before that, how does CRR work? How does CRR work? Few points about CRR. Kindly note everyone. Whatever is the CRR mentioned, okay, let's say it is 5%. So it means that average of 5% you have to maintain. Average, see this, average you have to maintain is 5% on your NDTL. on a daily basis. You have to maintain this much on a daily basis. Also important point. Suppose if you are not able to maintain someday, you don't have that much money. So what does RBI say? RBI says if you can't maintain 90%, can't maintain this 5%, maintain 90% of this 5% on a daily basis, minimum. That is for a specific day when you can't maintain it. So minimum 90% should be maintained. Minimum 90% of 5%. This answer should be maintained. Okay? If you don't maintain this, you have a fine. Lowest level which you have to maintain is 90%. Means what? What do you mean by this? Say this. If my CRR is 5% and my NDTL is, let's say, 200 rupees. Okay, I am taking a simple example. Rupees 200. This is my NDTL. So my CRR is 5%. So 200 into 5%. Okay. So it is what? 10 rupees. So 10 rupees I'll have to maintain for 14 days, fortnight. Every day I'll have to maintain minimum 10 rupees average. So this 5% becomes 10. Now someday I don't have the money. Some day 1 I'm having, day 2 I'm maintaining. Suppose on day 3 I'm not having the money to maintain this 5%. So what will happen in that case? In that case, I'll have to maintain at least 90% of this 10. So I'll have to maintain at least 9 rupees. I can't maintain 8 rupees over here. Minimum should be 9 rupees. Now what does it mean? See here, average is 10 rupees everywhere. 10, 10, 10, everywhere it should be 10. So total is what? 14 days, fortnight, 14 days. 14 days into 10. So you have to maintain 140 rupees total. 140 rupees total with RBI for this 14 days. 140 rupees total you have to maintain. Okay. Now suppose I am not able to maintain this 10% on one day. I am able to maintain 9% only. So on one day somewhere I will have to maintain 11%. So this 9 and 11 get compensated. Okay. So that's what the RBI says. RBI says average should be 10%. So my total in this account should be into 10. Means whatever is this average into 10 and minimum should be 90%. Okay. That is how the CRR is calculated and it is maintained. Now one more point. One important point about this. One important point about this. What is it? Suppose if my NDTL is, now look at this fortnight scene. This is 1 to 14. 14 of what? April. April. Okay. Then 15 to last, 30. 30. If it is 31 then 31. It's like this. 31 then 31. So 15 to 30. So this is second fortnight. See, this is first fortnight. This is second fortnight. And now from here May will start. May. So from first over here means next day to 14th again. May. May will start. Now look at this point. If my NDTL over here is 200 rupees, rupees 200 over here in first this fortnight, then 5% on this, 5% on this 200 is to be maintained not in this second fortnight but in this third fortnight. So CRR on this NDTL is maintained with a gap of one fortnight. Kindly note, with a gap of one fortnight. So CRR always works with a gap of one fortnight. Got it? Everyone remember this. It works with a gap of one fortnight. Okay? Now I'll ask you a question. If CRR of my second fortnight, means NDTL of my second fortnight is, let's say, 500 CR, 500 rupees. So when will I maintain the CRR on this second fortnight? I'll maintain it in after this 14th or year. So always it is with a gap of one fortnight. Got it, everyone? So let's get back to the question. So these are the NDTLs, or these are the liabilities and assets of the bank. From this, I am assuming CRR is 5%. And then I have to answer the questions given. Let's look at one by one the questions. This case study comes as it is for 5 marks. What is the amount of liabilities that will not be included, not be included in the NDTL for the purpose of CRR calculations? CRR. So not be included. Which of them will not be included? Think. Let's go back to the problem. Okay? See this. Which of them is not included in the CRR? Let me see in the comment section from your side. Let me see from your side. Comments. It is? Let me see. Yes. Who can give me in the comment section? Let's see one by one. Capital, will it be included? Okay, what is NDTL? Net demand and time liabilities. Means that is the business of my bank. Here. We'll divide this into two parts. One is business of my bank. So, shall I remove this now? Yeah. So, I'll divide this into these deposits into two parts. Business of my bank and non-business. So, business and non-business. Non-business. Okay, we'll divide this into two parts. What is the business of my bank and what is not the business of my bank? So let's go. Capital. Is capital the business of my bank? What is the job of bank? Taking the deposits, giving the loans. So is capital the business of my bank? What do you think? Taking the capital. Capital is of two types. Tier 1, Tier 2, sometimes Tier 3 also. So is this the business of my bank? The answer is no. So capital will come over here. Capital. Okay. Second, reserves. What is reserves? What do you mean by reserves? Reserves means whenever I am having a net profit in any company, what will I do with that net profit? I'll either distribute it as a dividend to somebody, or I'll keep it as a reserve for my future projects. Either as a dividend or for my reserves. So reserves are what basically, these are the net profits which are stored, saved. So is this a business of my bank? My business is what? Simple. Taking deposits, giving loans. So reserves will be over here. Reserves, non-business. Next. Demand deposits. Yeah, current accounts. So that is the business of my bank. So yes. So it is demand deposits. I'll write it over here. Demand deposits. Okay. So that is the business of my bank. Next. Savings deposits. Savings. Is this the business of my bank? Is this the business of my bank? Yes. My job is saving current FD, isn't it? So savings. Savings bank we call it. SB means savings bank. Term deposit from public. Now look at this. Term deposit from public means customer comes to me, I take the deposit of that customer. Is this a business of my bank? Yes. So it is term deposit. See this, I'll write it term deposit, and that also public. So this is the business of my bank. Next, term deposit banks. Is this the business of my bank? Taking deposit from the banks, other banks. That is not the business of my bank, because my business is what? Retail, right? Retail. So term deposit bank will come over here. Bank. Okay, means it should come in my P&L account. Means, okay. Next, what is this? Banks, done. Borrowing from financial institutions, means these are sort of deposits from FIs. I am taking the loans, so that is a part of my business. Okay, so borrowing from financial institutions, borrow from FI, that comes as a part of your business, because after that's a liability for you, immediate liability. Next, NABARD refinance. So refinance from NABARD. NABARD giving me, is this the business of my bank? No. Why? Because my business is to give loans and get deposits. So here NABARD is refinancing me. So that is not the business of my bank. So NABARD refinance will be over here. Refinance. Okay. Next, bills payable. Yes, that is a part of my business only. Bills payable means I have to pay somebody. Okay, so that's a part of my liabilities. So bills payable, that is a part of my liabilities. Second, interest accrued means the interest which I have to pay. After all, it's a liability. Accrued means I have to pay that interest. So interest accrued over here. Interest. Kindly note this, very important terms, because you must be very clear what is coming under NDTL, what is not. Okay, it should be very clear in your minds. Interest accrued. Okay, subordinate debt means taking loans from somebody. That is also a liability, because I have taken a loan, so I have to give back the loan. So subordinate debt. Subordinate, I'll write it over here now. Only 2, 3 are remaining now. Subordinate debt. Okay. Next, suspense account. Yeah. Suspense account means what? These are the accounts, these are basically the liabilities. Why? In suspense, which funds are kept? Which we don't know. Means these funds are of somebody. I have to give those. So after all, it becomes, suspense account becomes a liability. So suspense, I'll write it over here now. Suspense. Over, I think so everything is over now. All these? Yeah. So now we have got, look at this. From here, this is your raw data. From here, you have converted this to information. So this is your information. Remember this? In your ABM and BFM, you have this topic MIS. So you have converted this to information, useful information. So this is non-business and this is business. Okay? So this part will not be the part of NDTL. Not under NDTL. NDTL. This part will not be under NDTL. This part will be under NDTL. So which are these four? Capital, reserves, term deposit bank and NABARD refinance. So these will not be calculated under NDTL, or these will not be taken up for NDTL calculations. Got it? So now let's calculate the amounts. See this, question number 1. What amount will not be included? So go back. Capital, reserves, term deposit and NABARD. Let's see. Term deposit bank, kindly note. So capital is what? 4400. Reserves are 8600. Term deposit bank. I'll circle these. See this. 1, 2, 3 and 4. This refinance. I'll remove this part. So now this is cleaned. So now look at this. The point over here which we have to look at it. Amount of liabilities. So what is the amount of liabilities finally? Net. This total. 4400. This 4400 plus 8600 plus banks plus this NABARD. So add this. 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus this 13. 13 plus 5, 18. 18,800. So it will be 18,800. This is the answer. Okay. That will not be included. Got it? Clear, everyone? So kindly remember, capital which is not your regular business will never be included. Okay. Next. Second one. What is the amount of NDTL on which the CRR is to be maintained? Now, what is the amount of NDTL then? See here, what is the total? The total is this 252,000, right? This was total 252,000. Out of these 4 are gone. So subtract them. What will you get? Give me in the comment section. Everyone in the comment section. 252,000 into minus 18,800, right? Yeah. So do it, everyone. 252,000 minus 18,800. So 233,200. So 2,33,200. Look at this option. 2,33,200. This. Okay. Now these two are simple, right? Once you understand the logic, then this is simple. Now further questions are difficult. Okay. But before that, everyone, is it clear to everyone what is to be taken, what is not to be taken in NDTL? Okay. What is a regular course of business is to be taken. What is not a regular course of business is not to be taken in NDTL for CRR calculations. At 5% NDTL rate prescribed by RBI, what will be the CRR average balance to be maintained by the bank? So what will be the average balance then? Everyone calculate it. Let me see who all can calculate. What will be the average balance now? Yes. What will be the average balance then? It will be 233. What was it? 233,200, right? 200. So 233,200 into 5%. So get the answer, everyone. 233,200 into 5%. Get it? What is the answer you are getting? It is 11,660. Okay. This is your CRR to be maintained. Okay. The CRR average balance is 11,660. Now what do you mean by this? It means that for the fortnight, this is your fortnight. Okay. Starting from day 1 to day 14. Okay. So every day you have to maintain this 14 days. 11,660. Every day you have to maintain. Okay. All the days. So what will be the total then? The total will be this. what? 11,660 into 14. So multiply this. What will be the total CRR amount? You will maintain it with RBI then. So multiply this into 14. What are you getting? So total amount will be 163,240. This is the total amount of CRR you will be maintaining for 14 days. And what does the rule say? You have to maintain this amount. If not possible on certain day, then you can maintain 90% of this into 0.9. This much you can maintain. But you have to make up for that later. If you maintain someday this lower part, then you can do it in the other part also. Okay? You'll have to average that. Got it? Right? So average it means, suppose if you have some lesser balance someday, okay, you'll have to keep the higher balance on the next day. Okay? Within the 14 days here, logic remember, only 2 points you have to remember in this. Very important 2 points. Number 1, the total should be 163,240 total in 14 days. Number 1. And balance should never go below 90%. Below 90%. Okay, this part. Balance should never go below 90% at any cost of the average balance. That's it. These are the 2 points and this concept is simple. Now next question. Okay. What is the minimum balance in the CRR account which we'll have to maintain? Okay. So what is the minimum balance over here which we'll have to maintain? Look at this. One second. So what is the minimum balance over here? 10. Let me remove this. Okay, so that yeah. So what is the minimum balance now which you have to maintain? See this. Just now we saw this. 11660 into 0.9. So what is the answer for that? If you multiply this, you will get this as this one, 10494. 10494. This is what you will be getting. So this is the minimum balance which you will have to maintain. See, this is your average, 11660. If you go someday below, so you can go up to 10494. But next day you should do the average. Next day means within 14 days. Because someday you will have to do the average. Simple. Okay. So that your average is maintained. Next. While calculating the NDTL for CRR purpose, which of the following liability is to be excluded? This already we saw it now. Capital, yes, excluded. Reserves, excluded. Refinance from NABARD, excluded. Interbank deposits means interbank deposits above 15 days. Okay. So in the earlier question, it should be time deposit banks beyond 15 days. Okay. So interbank deposits with original maturities of 15 days and above. So these are to be excluded. Why? Why do we exclude all this? Because this is not your normal course of business. Normal course of business means you are speaking and dealing with the retail clients. But you are doing something separate than the business. So that's why the answer is all of the above. There are many others. Suppose let's say, here I have given you this much only. Suppose if I give you revaluation reserves, is it a regular course of business? No. Right? If I give you PNCP, if I give you the bonds of let's say 50 years or 12 years, I give you the bonds of 12 years. That is also PNCP, perpetual non-cumulative preference shares, means means shares, preference shares of let's say 15 years. So that is also excluded. IPDI, innovative perpetual debt instruments, excluded. So don't limit yourself to these. Anything which is not your normal course of business, understand this. CAIIB is more about understanding, less about learning. Okay. So all of the above is the answer. Before going, I would suggest everyone to join the new batches. Okay. Always join through the app. See the Selection Pro batch. Join this batch immediately. You are getting ebooks. So many things you are getting. See this. Ebooks you are getting plus ebooks, then tests, online tests you are getting. Okay. See, I'll show you over here only. Selection Pro. Ebooks, mock test, online live classes, best in class material, latest pattern, self-paced learning, device compatibility, everything you are getting. Okay. Plus these ebooks and mock tests are to the level of chapter wise, per chapter. It is so important. Okay. Use the code Y432. Y432. Okay. Click on enter. Look at this. 77% discount plus 1% extra through the app. Also, you can join the Mahapack. In Mahapack, you are getting multiple batches per subject. Okay. Per subject, multiple batches. See this. Mahapack 2.0. 15 plus batches per subject you are getting. Okay. 2 validities are available. You can buy it for 6 months, 12 months also. Also, here you are getting, see here, 15 batches per subject means what? That many times revision you get it. So it's best, isn't it? So join ASAP. Use the code again Y432. Never miss this code Y432 because this code will give you maximum discount. Okay. Chalo.